Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, shooting you a new video. And in today's video, I'm answering a viewer's question, which is there's $1 million insurance policy on my case. Will I get it? Should I get it? So, this was submitted to me by a guy on the East Coast, really nice guy, called me, I don't know, maybe a year ago, became a YouTube viewer, really nice guy, always says nice things. Watches all my videos, gave me a 5-star review on Google. Spoke with him, and he told me he talks to his family about me and stuff like that. But really nice guy. I've actually consulted with him twice. He consulted with me once early on in his case, and I was honest with him. I told him it sounds like your lawyer's doing everything he's supposed to be doing. So this guy is a pretty serious case. He's got multiple injuries, multiple spine injuries with herniated discs, and sounds like he's not sure he wants to do some of the surgeries that the doctors are suggesting might be necessary for a full recovery. That can add a little bit of wrinkle and diminish the value of the case. Because here's a rule of thumb on that. If a doctor is ordering a surgery and you don't do it, and you go to trial, the value in the eyes of a jury of a surgery you already went through is a guaranteed thing. It already happened. The need for a surgery in the future is iffy, okay? So a jury and a judge and an insurance company always puts more value on a surgery you've actually had than they ever will on a surgery you might have in the future. And it's also risky to put a surgery off into the future until after your case settles, because what if the surgery doesn't go as planned and you need a follow-up surgery? I've been involved in cases where people needed 2 or 3 follow-up surgeries after the initial one. And once the case is settled, it's over, right? There's no more money. But I digress. So very serious injuries, and it turns out that this is a workers' comp and a third-party case. And there's $1 million insurance policy on the third-party case. And this gentleman was curious about whether his case is likely to be a case that's $1 million case. So this is what I explained to him. Now, keep in mind that every state is slightly different, but this is the way it usually works in most states, and this is definitely the way it works in the state of Illinois. If you have a work injury, the advantage of workers' comp is if you have a workers' comp and a third party, one accident. So, for example, let's say you're a truck driver, you're on the clock, and somebody runs into you with their truck and you get injured, right? You have a workers' comp claim, you got a third party case too, because you can sue the guy who ran into you. So, one crash, 2 cases. So, how does it work? Well, everybody who watches my videos knows the advantage of workers' comp cases is we can almost always get your medical treatment pre-approved and paid as you're getting the medical care. And we can almost always get you paid your salary, 2/3 of your salary, varies by state, as you're getting treatment in the case in a workers' comp case. In a third party case, remember, you wait until the end of the case and everything gets paid as a lump sum, either in a settlement or a verdict. But here's the wrinkle. When you're getting benefits from workers' comp and you have a third-party case, all of those benefits are adding up, and the workers' comp insurance company has a right to get paid back some of what they paid. Now, that varies from state to state. In the state of Illinois, it's 75%. So here's the example I gave him, okay? Let's say it's $1 million case, right? And you have accrued $400,000 in medical care plus paid wages while you're off work. Okay, so workers' comp has paid out 400 grand in medical bills and other benefits like TTD, or paying you while you're off work with a doctor's note. They're entitled to get paid $300,000 back. Okay, so now so in this guy's case, I haven't looked at his medical records, and I told him the same thing. I can't tell you for sure whether you're going to get the full million. But based on what he told me, it sounds like it's $1 million case on the third party. So if there was no comp lien, you get the million, you pay your lawyer a fee, which is usually a third or 40% in a third party case. You pay the lawyer back the case costs, you pay any liens against it, and the balance goes to you. And your lawyer's job is to reduce those amounts as low as possible to put as much money in your pocket as possible. But in this situation, there's a workers' comp case. If they paid $400,000 in benefits, at least in the state of Illinois, your state may vary, the 400,000 gets reduced to 300,000 because 300,000 is 75% of the 400,000. In other words, the 400,000 is being reduced by 25% because, as I said, a couple of minutes ago, in workers' comp is entitled to get 75% out of the third party case for the benefits they paid, right? So now you're in a situation where you're going to settle the third party case, but what's the downside for the workers' comp carrier? Well, you're not necessarily settling the workers' comp case. So you settle the third party, you get the million, they get their percentage, they get their 300 back. But what if you are under medical care for the rest of your life? What if you need 4 more surgeries and 6 more years of treatment before you're discharged? That could easily be another $500,000 or something like that, right? Could be more. So the insurance company is getting their 300 back. They're already in it for 100. They might have another 500 of exposure. Total 600 to them out of their pocket. So this is where the concept of the dollar contract comes in. So what you do, or what we will often do in these cases, is put everybody in a room. The workers' comp lawyer, the adjuster, the third party lawyer, their adjuster from the insurance companies, and you sit down and say, look, you guys are willing to pay the million. And my client is inclined to accept it, but not if he's got to pay these guys back 300,000, right? So what we want to do is take the million and not pay anything back to the workers' comp carrier. We'll settle the workers' comp case that cuts off all of their future liability for $1. So you settle that case for $1, and now instead of your $1 million being reduced to $666,000 because you're paying comp back 300, it stays at $1 million, right? Well, it stays at $999,999 because well, no, I guess yeah, your million becomes $1 less than that because come on, really? Fucking asshole. Pardon my language. We got a major crash over here. I let 3 guys go ahead of me, and then a minivan can't let me in. So, pardon my language. I'm a very courteous driver. I always let semi trucks ahead of me, even in heavy traffic. Anybody who wants to get in ahead of me, I let them do it. But you get these aggressive drivers, and I just don't understand it. They're not going to get where they're going. They're going to get where they're going 2 minutes earlier, but they're aggressive drivers. So apologize for the French. Apologize for the salty language. Sometimes I forget I'm not sitting in the car myself a lot of the times when I'm telling these stories. Anyway, I apologize for the profanity. Anyway, where was I? So that's what I was telling this guy, and he told me, well, yeah, I mean, that sounds like what my lawyer is telling me. And then I told him, buddy, I know you're not, I know you just called me to say hi. He called me like at the end of the day, and I picked up because I kind of recognized his number. And I said, I know you're not calling me to take the case over because I told you before a year ago that it sounded like he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. I explained all this to him. And he said, yeah, well, it still makes me feel better to know that you You explained it better than him, and even in your videos, you explain it really good. So if I ever know anybody who needs a lawyer, I'll refer them to you. And I mean, that's nice. I think he's in New York or New Jersey, if I recall correctly. But anyway, I mean, I do represent people all over the country, people who want me involved in their case. I have to hire a local counsel because I'm not licensed in all 50 states. So if I'm going to get involved in somebody's case, we have to have a local licensed attorney. But I know a ton of attorneys coast to coast across the country because I'm a member of a couple of different groups of lawyers who go above and beyond in their training to get really good at injury law. And the attorneys I've met are from all over the place: Georgia, Florida, California, Texas, you name it, Nebraska, Colorado, New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, all over the place. Um, so, you know, I can probably get you connected with somebody who's a friend of mine or who I know through my network, and they'll do a great job on your case. And, if I'm involved in the case and something's going on that you don't understand or that you think is fishy, you can give me a call and I'll get to the bottom of it. See, the funny thing is, a lot of times lawyers get too busy to call all their clients back. But when somebody who's buttering their bread, in other words, somebody who's given them business, who co-counsels in or sends them a case to work on where they can make money, that's a relationship they want to maintain, right? They also assume that if a lawyer is calling them, it's important, versus many lawyers just assume that if their client is calling them, it's nothing important. But honestly, nothing could be further from the truth. I would say most client status phone calls that I take or that we take in my office, it's literally just a couple minutes on the phone. The person wants to know what's going on. Literally, that's it. So, um, anyway, based on the severity of this guy's injury, based on the amount of time he's been off work, I think, and based on the lack of him being responsible for his injury, like there's no real argument to say he's 50% responsible. I would say it's very likely that this guy has $1 million case. Um, so anyway, uh, I'll just give you a disclaimer. Every case is different. Every state law is different. This is the same stuff I tell you in all the videos. These videos are informational. It's not legal advice because you only get legal advice from a lawyer who knows your situation and has enough knowledge to give you an opinion. Now, we've talked about in other videos that you'll talk to certain lawyers who every person who calls, oh, you got a great case, oh, we're going to get you so much money, then you sign on the dotted line, you never hear from them again. Or you see the guy on TV or the guy with the billboards all over the place, and that's not the guy you talk to, and you never talk to him, and in many cases you never even talk to a lawyer. But that's not the way I do it at my office. I shoot these videos to help injured people kind of understand what's going on with injury cases. So to wrap it up, at the end of the day, if you or a loved one has been hurt, you need to talk to an injury lawyer, please feel free to give me a call. I offer a free consultation. Best part is you can call me any day of the year at any time of day or night. And that number is 312-500-4500, 312-500-4500. No hard sale. You get your questions answered. And if you want me to represent you, we can talk about it. And even if you don't want to hire me, you at least get some perspective on your case. Okay? 312-500-4500. If you are not ready to talk to a lawyer, I have a lot of options for you. A lot of great information for you. The first two things that I'm getting the most positive feedback, I'm getting 1 million people contacting me, thanking me, telling me they appreciate it. I got 2 tools on my website. One is called the Case Cash Calculator. Tells you what your case might be worth. And the other one is called the Good Case Calculator. Tells you whether you might have a good case or whether you might have a case with some challenges, right? Links in the description. Literally, these are on my website, free to use. Use them as many times as you want. share them with friends, no obligation, right? So you literally answer about 7 or 8 multiple choice questions all off the top of your head. So you don't got to hunt for your paperwork, nothing like that. Off the top of your head, 7 or 8 questions, and you get answers to what your case might be worth or whether you might have a good case or a case with some challenges. Literally takes you 10 or 20 seconds, and you get custom information based on your situation, all without talking to a lawyer, completely free. Links in the description, check them out. I literally now have over 300 injury videos where I explain how all of this stuff works, and I explain the traps and pitfalls that you can fall into if you don't know this stuff, which is why I release all this information for free for injured people. So check out my YouTube channel, and while you're at it, give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe. I'm right now releasing 2 videos a week. I might in the future have to reduce it down to 1. But right now I'm doing 2 videos a week, Mondays and Thursdays. If you subscribe and hit the bell icon, you'll get a notification when a new video releases. I usually release them around 8 a.m. I don't know why. That's just when I decided to release them. There's no rhyme or reason to it. But, it seems like people appreciate it, and I'm getting a lot of nice positive feedback. And um, you know, one thing you can do if you have a question is go to my YouTube channel and type your question in the search box. I've probably covered your question, but if you have a question you don't see on my channel, you can leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll shoot you a video answering your specific question, with the caveat that you don't really want to go into great detail publicly in the comment section, because an insurance company or a defense attorney can read that, right? They can read it, they have free access to it just like everyone else. So the advantage is other injured people get the benefit of these questions being answered. But I don't want you to put anything in the comments section or in public that might hurt your case or is supposed to be secret or private, okay? So just be mindful of that. And finally, if you appreciate my videos, my answers, my consultation, my book, my DVD, my CD, my injury cheat sheet, my case cash calculator, my good case calculator, and the hundreds of videos I shoot and make available for injured people for free, there's a favor you can do for me, and it would be an invaluable favor that I will always appreciate and I will never forget. And that is, if you don't mind, if you could leave me a 5-star review on Google. I am in a very competitive market in Chicago. We have multi-millionaire huge firms that have every billboard, every TV slot, every radio slot, and spend over $1 million a year just on their website alone. So they're snatching up cases left and right. And I like having a small law firm. I like being solo. I don't want a partner. I don't want a bunch of associates under me because I don't want to. I've gone down that road for a number of years. You train them, they don't appreciate. You support them, they don't appreciate it. And, most of them at some point decide they want to do something else. And I'm just tired of the endless cycle of training and supporting and hand holding. And um, I like this relationship with my clients. I like to pick the clients. I like to help people. And the only way I can really do that is by being independent. So anyway, I need a bunch of reviews. So if you wouldn't mind um, giving me a 5-star review, there's a link in the description. You just go to that link on your phone, tablet, or computer. It takes you right to the page. Click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit. Literally 5 or 10 seconds for you. Invaluable favor to me that I really appreciate. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you and your family are well. If there is anything I can do for you, if anyone you want to send my way, you can call me or they can call me, or if you have a question, you can call me. Whatever it is, anytime, night or day, free call, 312-500-4500. So with that, I will stop talking and wish you a great day. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.